Hello everyone, it's your host SethTheProgrammer back at it again with a heavily requested Naruto power scale on Madara. And thankfully, today's video was actually sponsored and approved by Oasis Games and Naruto Online. That's right, Oasis Games and Naruto Online has come out and sponsored your boy, SethTheProgrammer. Naruto Online is a free-to-play MMO game that I'll be going into more detail later in the video, but feel free to sign up in the description. And anyways, let's get started. Imagine every fantastic fight you've ever seen in Naruto, right? Imagine Naruto, pummeling Gaara, saving Sakura and Sasuke. Imagine Gaara, who was this titanic force in part 1, fighting Deidara to save the Sand Village and inevitably losing, right? Or Pain in his catastrophic destruction of the Hidden Leaf Village. Or all of the mysterious and powerful Kage. Now imagine a fighter that can literally one-shot every single one of them with literally a flick of his blade. Introducing the ghost of the Uchiha clan, Madara Uchiha. The ghost of the Uchiha clan and reincarnation of Indra Otsutsuki, Madara Uchiha, was a legendary shinobi from the days of the Warring States and the original co-founder of Konoha. In the early days of the Hidden Villages, Madara was an absolute and almost uncontested force of nature, his name almost being a word of power for Konoha in the entire ninja world, only to be rivaled by Hashirama Senju, who was the reincarnation of Ashura or Asura Otsutsuki. He's an extremely intelligent individual who understands a lot about how the world and people work. He knew so much about it that he would turn the brightest and most optimistic individuals into the darkest and most pessimistic forces on the planet. In fact, he specifically says he targets brighter people as they are more emotional, and when they change, it's always more drastic. As was the case with poor Obito Uchiha, who would eventually become one of the main antagonists in the Naruto series. Madara is definitely the most iconic villain of Naruto for many reasons, and rightfully so. He's able to take on entire platoons of shinobi and capable of wiping them all and even Kage level fighters with one singular jutsu. He's also toyed with all 5 Kage while in a weakened, reanimated state, only to show them that he could have casually one-shotted all of them with just the sheer shockwaves of moving around in his perfect Susanoo. Feat-wise, Madara with his perfect Susanoo is something special. Just the sheer movement of his sword swing can casually ass-fuck and split apart entire mountain ranges with just sheer air pressure, not even direct contact, in an instant. This is quite literally the equivalent of thousands of megatons of TNT just from the presence of him swinging his blade, and not even direct contact, which is enough to casually wipe away entire cities and so forth. This is more powerful than any atomic or nuclear bomb in history times like 5. It's absolutely insane to even comprehend how powerful this is, and it's just the airwaves from this thing. It's just the presence of this thing being swung that's doing this. He is also capable of reacting to beings who can body lightning timers without really trying, like how the Raikage could tag Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke, who could fight Mangekyo Sharingan Itachi, who, while half dead and half blind, could react to lightning. Or how, Kakashi and Might Guy in just their base forms are considered lightning timers by the data book. Meaning not only is his reaction and swing times over 220,000 miles per hour, but he has gigatons of power, like tons of TNT behind these lightning plus level swings. You really have to think about it. These swings can hit mountain ranges like miles away in an instant, like a snap of the fingers. Madara then evolves into a being far, far greater than even that after absorbing the 10-tailed beast. Imagine Madara, no eyes. No eyes. He can't even see. He just has Hashirama Sage Mode that he stole. Is capable of casually bodying Sasuke Uchiha with the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan activated. Then imagine this same blind Madara gets one Rinnegan, just one of his eyes back, and can rip apart all of the tailed beast using only one Limbo clone. A Limbo clone being quite literally just a somewhat weaker clone of himself. These same tailed beasts can just obliterate mountains, meaning this dude can now body Tailed Beast without even using his Susanoo, the Susanoo being stated to rival the Tailed Beast powers. He then absorbs the chakras of all these Tailed Beasts he just fucked on top of his base Rinnegan state that is already stronger than them all. To put this into perspective, remember that Naruto, with not even half the Nine Tails chakra, could power thousands of shinobi. It's not really sure how many shinobi survived the war, but it's considered that there's thousands left because the reanimation jutsu was stopped like midway, etc. While it only took hundreds of these shinobi to create a cannon capable of blowing up the moon in the last, Madara then fights 8 Gates Guy, a being that can warp space simply by running, and Six Paths Naruto. Madara then absorbs the God Tree, which puts him above that by even a huge margin. As remember, Naruto kind of bodied Madara when he first encountered him. Madara then obtains his second Rinnegan. And remember how the big boost that one Rinnegan just gave him. Such a massive boost that he could basically just blink away all the Bijou. Well, the complete Rinnegan set offers an even greater boost in power than just obtaining one of your Rinnegan back. You could literally imply that this dude is the equivalent of over 12 tailed beasts in strength without even using his Susanoo. Just his base normal state is stronger than 12 tailed beasts put together. Just put that into perspective a little bit. This Six Paths godly Madara then somewhat toys with Rinnegan Sasuke and Six Paths Naruto until he can launch the infinite Tsukuyomi. As a reminder, this same Naruto and Sasuke pair could literally create a moon while exhausted from fighting Madara and Kage by literally just kind of touching seals together. Madara then even awakens the Renni Sharingan and gets even stronger than before. It was literally at this point that Kishimoto himself said, there's no way in fuck to even beat Madara. Like, how do we even defeat Madara? Like, I remember it was such a big deal when this was coming out that nobody knew how they were going to defeat Madara. And I still to this day actually believe that Kage was only put into the story because Madara might have actually beaten Naruto and Sasuke. I'm going to be real with you guys. I think Madara actually might have won. Because remember, Madara was more than a match for even Team 7 with Sakura. Sakura's not a really big deal. With just two Rinnegan. Now imagine he has the Renni Sharingan, which is stronger than both his Rinnegan. It's just a mismatch. It's just a mismatch. You really needed to introduce Kage because Kage is kind of dumb. She's basically like a basic bitch with a bunch of powers, right? And Madara's not as powerful as Kage. But when it comes to fighting, this dude's been fighting his entire life, right? This dude is a straight prodigy genius, okay? There is no way in fuck that Kage would put up a better fight than Madara. I'm sorry, but Madara was actually taken out of the fight. Bullshit plot, right? Because Madara probably would have beaten Naruto and Sasuke that day. And even Kishimoto was like, I don't know how to beat this guy, so I just have to get rid of him, right? So before we get into the main abilities, the main bulk of Madara's powers, I thought now would be a great time. Our courteous sponsors for this video. So as I said at the start of this video, I was fortunate enough to have this video sponsored and approved by Naruto Online. Naruto Online is a free-to-play MMO browser game that retells all of the events in Naruto you know and love in the shoes of a new, unique, and original character of your choice. You can then organize Team 7 into your very own dream team. Always thought Sakura was extremely useless on Team 7. Like, she was always just standing around just watching Sasuke and Naruto just get beat up while she's like, oh, I hope they're okay. Well, now you can replace her with your own unique character on Team 7 and add whoever you want while you're on it. The game is officially licensed, and you can tell by the insane quality it has for a browser game, along with its great roster and Naruto Storm-esque graphics. It also has a massive character customization system I always hope for in a Naruto game, so you can like dress up your ninja, and you can customize them to be unique, and there's a great role-playing aspect to it that I find really respectful, especially for a Naruto game. It also has a very unique combat system that allows for some insanely interesting battles and combinations with your new dream team that you create. I honestly thought I wouldn't be all too impressed, you know, it's just a simple browser game, but I actually found myself very impressed and somewhat even addicted to the insane depth and creativity the game actually offers its players, and how easy it was to actually just join up and make an account. And since they're willing to sponsor me in the dark ages of, you know, advertisers pulling out of YouTube, you guys should definitely check it out. It's free to play, easy to sign up, and you can find a link just in the description down below, so please check it out. and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. I mean, it's literally stated that Madara has no weaknesses except for, you know, Zetsu stabbing him in the back, apparently. Anyway, regardless of that, not only does Madara have insane power, but he also has insane speed as well. As stated in the data books and as implied by its name, Madara has light speed fast jutsu, like the Sage Art Light Fang, which actually scales right when you consider Might Guy was warping space just by running, and a much weaker Madara was having a lot of fun fighting him. This means most of Madara's attacks clock in over 299,792,458 meters per second, or 671 million miles per hour. But like most Naruto characters, Madara's most impressive attributes aren't his power and speed. They are actually his techniques and his jutsu. Like a good example is, you know, Madara has the Truth Seeking Orb, which are basically like these little balls of chaos. That's literally what the data books call them, little balls of chaos that are comprised of, like, it's basically like a particle style jutsu that can, you know, the jutsu that can obliterate anything, except it's magnified because it has all chakra natures. It's controllable. You can control its shape, form, and where it is, and it can only be defended against if you actually have Six Paths Chakra, meaning it cuts through anything that isn't Six Paths Chakra. You could also argue it can't cut through Senjutsu, but that's a different argument for a different day. Like, it'll cut through kunai, it'll cut through bodies, it'll cut through Might Guy and his 8 gates, it'll cut through reanimated bodies, it'll cut through chakra, it'll cut through anything. And he has basically 10 of these that he can control to his will. He can even create shields around himself. This guy has shields and little balls that can cut through fucking anything, along with Limbo. Limbo being like clones from an invisible parallel world. It's so convoluted, but basically he can create clones of himself called Limbo, which are absolutely invisible. So if he's fighting an opponent that relies a lot on being on guard, and a Limbo clone comes up and stabs him in the back, well, there's no way to see it coming unless you have Six Paths abilities like the Rinnegan or, you know, Six Paths Senjutsu. He also, of course, has the Infinite Tsukuyomi, which can actually put anybody in fiction under a Genjutsu. I'm not going to go under the no limits fallacy and say you could put absolutely everything under a Genjutsu, but it is not chakra reliant. This Genjutsu affects anybody it comes into contact with. If you see the light, you are under its Genjutsu unless you have a Rinnegan. Although it might be possible to speed blitz out of it, it's just hard to kind of see it coming. It is and it's honestly a verse soloer. Like, if Madara came to your verse and cast the Infinite Tsukuyomi on your moon, your verse is fucked, right? Unless you guys are pretty much prepared for it, or your verse is like not just based around Earth. He's also capable of casually lifting trillions upon trillions of tons via his planetary devastation. And there's also one unique jutsu that Madara actually possesses that a lot of people overlook. Nagato and Obito both have the human path of the Rinnegan. The human path allows its user to take the soul and knowledge of whoever it desires or whoever it comes into contact with. It is also capable of creating the Soul Dragon, which is a projectile, astral dragon that will just fly through everybody in its path, and if it comes into contact with you, it just rips your fucking soul out. It's kind of crazy. This is another jutsu that Madara actually could have used, because remember, Madara has all chakra natures. This is stated in the data books. That means he can use the human path. Nagato had Madara's eyes. Obito had one of Madara's eyes, and he could use this jutsu. Madara can use his jutsu. So when Kishimoto's like, okay, if Madara goes all out and there's no plot armor, this dude could just Soul Dragon, fucking Truth Seeking Orb, Limbo everybody. There's literally really no way to actually beat him, even with Naruto and Sasuke having some bullshit power-ups. And then keep in mind that Naruto, Sasuke, and Madara are all relative to Kage in power. Kage is obviously above them in pure chakra, but Kage was able to, you know, detonate her pocket dimension, which is Planet Plus sized easily. In fact, there's actually a star in her dimension, but we're not going to go there, okay? It's just possible there's a star in her dimension, so it might be even possible we're looking at some star level shit. But to lowball, because I know people are going to get a little salty off of that, Madara at least can deliver zeta tons of attack potency worth of force, hundreds upon hundreds to possibly thousands of times more chakra than what's required to destroy the moons in Naruto and what's required to fill the moon cannon. Remember that half the Nine Tails could power the Shinobi Alliance by over 3 times their chakra, half the 9 tails. The 10 tails is over 3 times that, bare minimum. Kaguya is then stronger than the 10 tails and has the 10 tails absorbed. Okay, so the Shinobi Alliance is like not even 10% of Kaguya, so don't even go there with that. These guys are fucking beasting on these moon cannons, right? So by moon cannon scaling, they're planet level. By data book, they're at least planet level. And by lore, they can actually be star level. But I'll leave that up to you guys. I also want to hear your guys' opinion on Madara versus Kaguya. I'm not too sure. Kage is obviously stronger, but Madara is kind of a genius, and Kage is kind of a dumbass. And they're not really too far off in terms of power. So what do you guys think about that? And anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. A huge shout out once again, especially in this dark times of YouTube, like I said before, to Naruto Online. Thank you for sponsoring me and other YouTubers. We really appreciate it, especially with like all these advertisers pulling out. Please, please check out their game. It's actually really good. I'm not bullshitting you guys. Naruto Online is actually a really great game, and the sponsors are obviously really great people as well. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Until next time.